This is why I said nowadays that we mostly operate by our feelings and not the Spirit of God. And I said before many times, it takes special people to really truly serve God. Because in every situation you find out that your flesh still come into play, your feelings, ministers' feelings come into play. So let us look at a couple things. And I said it before. There's no woman can go to God with a naked head. Now, if she doesn't have a husband, a minister will cover that woman's head, which is rightly so. But a pastor cannot cover no woman that married her head. You don't have control of the married woman in the churches. The woman that are single, yes, and she want to be in ministry. But then it come to position, and this is why I'll talk about mantle. We can mantle all we want to and call it mantle. But let me just explain this. Mantle is very hard for even man to get. And mantle, that is a covenant between God and man. And it's very hard for even man to get mantle. Now in this area, you see many people will say they go by power, go places, because when they try so hard, some of them will say, I fast for 40 days, I fast for 300, and God not, and still. Because God look at the heart of man, and not the pretentious way you're trying to do to man. So this era make it odd. So all this jumping up, this person is this intro, and this one is this. Mantle is different. It's okay for that man to say, even himself will say, call himself pastor and minister. Don't even get to mantle. And then you get, he give you. The position when I say give to you, it's a mantle position. And that means it's very hard for you to be mantle. Special. Because when a man get mantled by God, that is a covenant and a fear of God. That man walk, his life don't mean nothing to him. He died today. His life don't mean nothing to him. He mantled by God. The seriousness he carry, you're afraid of him, because God business is very serious. And I said it already, and I'll say it again until I die. Not every man can do it because it's too serious. So, I've said it plenty of times, yes, woman, because somebody must be over the head. Now we don't like it. Well, just like the Bible speak about entertain strangers, and now we look down on people, come as the way you are. And if a man walk and say he's a man of God, this pastor would not trust this person to go up there on the altar to preach or to teach. The pastor feelings are where they wrote him have to take him to a map to decide, because you see, that is there in their feelings. Because they wouldn't trust in their spirit to say, okay, if God say, then trust it. They wouldn't. Until their feelings satisfied, they say, and that person can pretend to be something that they are not. Pretend, and then they go up, and when you finally think you refine them, go up on the altar, then they come their own thing where they already have in their mind. Conceiving with. But if you trust the Spirit of God to say, I feel God's Spirit to say, send this person. Yes. There's a man in Africa, brother, put me on the altar. Just first time, just go up there. The Spirit of God was with me. And you can go back and look at the video. I was like, Paul, the first time. First time. Go up there. So all of these things are not going through and all kind of stuff. No. If God said that man, you can put that man. They don't need to sit under you for you to decide on where you discuss. That is your feeling and in your own flesh. Now there's chain. But there's different with some people. But if you have discernment of God, you really truly, then you will know who. You will know that stranger who come. You will know, but then again, if you will not connect spiritually, then you cannot discern the difference between this person and that person. You forever hold that line in foolish ignorance when it comes to spiritual. You don't understand spiritual. So you hold the line of your own self. And you walk in your own self and pleasing your own flesh. That's why a man who served for 40 years, the Lord said, you've been doing your own thing, let me show you. Because many of you have been doing your own things based on your own flesh and not anything have to do with spirit. Because spirit is different. Spirit you let go and give to God. You trust and you give to God. You don't worry about if this is right or wrong. You give it to God. It's not your decision. But a man who play on his own decision is not serving God, is serving his own flesh. And many you're not going to like it that you're serving your own flesh. You're not serving God because his way that you walk is in your own flesh. It has to be right in your own eyes and not because of God. You're looking at your eyes, not God, but you. You become God yourself when you work over. And see, then you think the glory belongs to God, not you. And so many is in church because our tendency, someone come to church, you give them position, and this position, and this one is a minister, and this one is apostle, and this one is this, and this one is that. That's why people on the outside is so much powerful, because it's a connection with God. And many are going because it's a lifestyle and not true connection with God. And then people have this discipline because people cannot see, even believe these things. Come on now. Wake on yourself up. Wake up. Give God a praise. Trust God. It's about God. It's not about you and your feeling and what you decide who supposed to and what supposed. It's not about that. That's why you see, it's so sad. So people nowadays who get beaten because the way they dress or the way they look, they don't have a chance in your synagogue or your ministry or whatever. They don't have a chance because they don't dress up or package themselves. That means you already have. You decide what God look like in your own eyes. You think because a person look a certain way, God is not with that person, and that person who dressed up, go to the house of Jesse and see what's going on and see who get fooled. The man look at status and look at David. He wouldn't even look at him. This is the thing that's going on now. So stop doing our own things in our own flesh, because that's when we operate. The spirit is not with them. Many of you calling yourself pastor. Oh, I love my pastor. Trust me, the spirit is not with them. But there's a time and a season for everything. And the change will come that you and you shall know who really truly serve in God.